Sharon. Good evening, Facebook. I would like to welcome you all to Baking with Sharon. And I do have two guests on tonight. We have Destiny. Hi. Destiny, if you come around. And we also have Quianna, who's trying to hide in the background. Welcome you all. Thanks for joining me on this evening. And I must start up with something a little bit funny. I was just handing out the aprons, and you see that Destiny is wearing a gator apron, and I had given that gator apron to Quianna. Quianna does not like the gator, so she wouldn't take the apron. So Destiny ended up wearing the gator apron, but I still love Quianna. She's in my house. We just house divided tonight. Are you an FSU fan? Yes. Oh my, she's FSU, but I still love her. I still love her. So welcome to Baking with Sharon. This evening we're going to bake some macaroni and cheese from scratch, and we're also going to make some collard greens with a twist. Some collard greens with a twist. Excuse me. The first thing we're going to do is make the macaroni and cheese, and we'll get that in the oven, let that bake about 30 minutes or so, and then we'll start on the greens. So when the greens is simmering, the macaroni and cheese should be done so that we can have some macaroni and cheese. So thank you all again for joining. Thank you, Missy. Thank you, Valerie. Do you want Destiny to tag Destiny Talbert? Oh, okay. That's one of the video things. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to move the camera over to the stove. We're going to start the macaroni and cheese with a roux. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So we're going to move on over to the stove. Hi, Kathy. Okay. So our driver tonight for the macaroni and cheese is going to be Miss Quianna, the FSU fan. So welcome, Quianna. Everybody tell Quianna hello. All right, so the first thing we're going to do, Quianna, we're going to, I started warming up the stove because sometimes it takes a little while for some reason. So we're going to add, let's see, 6 tablespoons of butter. So if you can go ahead and put that in, and it's gonna smoke here just a little bit. Let me turn this on. Oh, be careful. Okay, throw that in the trash. Okay. And just let the butter melt. So have you all voted? If you have not voted, make sure you go out and vote to the polls on Tuesday, November 6th. Make sure you go out to vote. Hi, Cassandra. See your daughters. Hello, Mommy. So we're going to let the butter melt just a little bit. Then we're going to add a half a cup of flour. If you go ahead and just add that in, Quianna. And just stir it around till it all mixes really well. Just you give me the empty container. Let's turn the stove up just a little bit. And for those of you who are just joining, we're making the macaroni and cheese first. And Quianna's mom told me, Destiny and Quianna are sisters. Quianna's mom told me that she loves to cook. So I'm very elated to have her here on the show. So stir it around just a little bit more, mix it all together. You want to make sure that butter really melts. And as before, you want to make sure you cook the flour. It's called a roux. Make sure you cook it until it's like a golden brown, because we don't want our macaroni and cheese tasting like flour. So we want to make sure that we are cooking the flour. Okay, stir it really fast. Make sure you stir it really well. And I have the pot here going for the pasta. I'm going to go ahead and add the pasta to the pot while she's doing that. And we're just using the Barilla elbow pasta. And it takes about 7 minutes for the pasta to cook. So I'm just going to add the pasta into the boiling water. Destiny, will you grab me a stick of butter? So I just want to add a little butter to the hot water, and also maybe like a pinch of salt to the hot water. Can y'all see her with the roux? I don't think they can see it. I have to adjust the camera. Okay, make sure you stir it up. Make sure you stir it so it'll hit the bottom of the pan. Make sure you keep stirring, keep stirring. And Destiny actually celebrated her birthday this weekend. She is turning 16 November 11th. So she went on a girls' trip.
Yes, yes I did.
A girls' trip to Atlanta. And they had an awesome time. So Destiny, what was the highlight of your trip?
I enjoyed it all. I don't really have a favorite moment.
Well, they can't really see you.
Oh,
So you need to come over here and stir the macaroni.
Got it.
Yes. So what was the highlight of your trip?
Well, I enjoyed going skating, you know. On Friday, we went to Cheesecake Factory. And Saturday, we went to the mall, and we went skating at Cascade. And then Sunday, today, we came back.
Okay, make sure you stir it. Keep it separate so make it serious. All touching the pan. So did you go ice skating or did you go roller skating?
Roller skating.
Roller skating. All right. So I'm going to turn this stove up just a little bit more on the roux. So it'll cook a little bit faster. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Jerusha. Hi, Japiria. Hi, Tracy. Hi, Regina. Hi, Missy. Hi, Valerie. All right, so we're making the roux for the macaroni and cheese. Stir it up just a little bit more. I don't know why my stove is not really. So I hope you all have had a good day on today. And I want to give it, and actually, I think I gave a shout out a couple of weeks ago where Quianna and Destiny, they helped us with the fundraiser at the fair, and they didn't, I don't think they heard me give that shout out, but thank you ladies very much for that shout out. They're so quiet. I know Destiny is not quiet.
Okay, hey. Yeah.
All right, so we're going to add about 5 cups of milk to the roux. So Quianna, if you can go ahead and pour in the milk. Destiny, if you can cover the pot so it'll come to a boil a little bit quicker. Put the lid on.
Are they the same size?
Yes,
Stir it up.
Yes, make sure you stir it up really well. So she's gonna, we just added 5 cups of milk to the roux for the macaroni and cheese. Oh yes, and I have to let you all know that I got my braces removed. Yes, the braces are gone. I'm free. I do have to wear a retainer for 2 2 months on the top 24/7, and just for bedtime, well, I do have a permanent retainer on the bottom, and then I have to wear a retainer on the bottom at night. But the braces are gone. I'm so happy. Yay. All right, so she's still stirring the roux there. And we're gonna wait for that to thicken up just a little bit. And then we're going to add in a half a cup of mustard. And we're gonna add a couple tablespoons of Miracle Whip, and also some cheese, some cheddar cheese. We're gonna use sharp cheddar cheese. I love sharp cheddar cheese. Thank you, Valerie. Hi, Ken. Hi, Sequoia. Hi, May. Hi, Lola. And for those of you just joined, again, we're working on our macaroni and cheese roux. So I can see it starting to thicken up just a little bit. Okay, Quianna says she can feel it thickening up. Just stir a little bit faster. Just keep it going. Quianna, what's your favorite thing to cook?
I don't really know.
You don't know?
That's something you
Is it breakfast food or is it dinner?
Breakfast food.
Breakfast food. Okay, looks like it's thickening up a little bit more. Has all the flour, is the flour broken apart? You see any pieces of flour? Is it all pretty blended pretty well?
Looks like it.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna add, well, the first thing I'm gonna do is add a cup of sour cream. Use a spoon to,
Yeah, at least.
oh, it comes out. It's coming out. Okay, I'm gonna stir in the sour cream. Okay, we're gonna add 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise. And when I make this dinner, it's sort of funny when I make this macaroni and cheese when we have family events. They think it's Stouffer's, and I try and tell them that I made it from scratch, but they keep looking at me like, really, Sharon? So now we're going to add about a half a cup of mustard. Okay, make sure you stir that really well. Destin, if you hold the camera. Make sure you keep it on the pot. And while she's doing that, I'm going to check on the pasta to see if it's tender. All right, so now we're going to add 8 ounces of cheese. You got one of the cheeses over there? Okay, and while she is stirring that in, Destin, if you come over to the sink. Okay, Okay, the pasta is ready. We're gonna go ahead and drain the pasta, which is really, really hot. Woo, that was really hot. Okay, I'm gonna cool the pasta down so it will not continue to cook. So I'm just gonna put some cold water, cool it down. Okay, I'm gonna let it sit just for a minute to make sure all the water is drained off of it. Give it a few shakes there. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and pour this in the pan. All right, so we're gonna go back and check on the sauce to see how that's doing. All right, it's looking really good. We're gonna turn the oven down, the stove down just a little bit.
Medium.
Yep. Turn it down just a little bit more. I'm gonna go ahead and give the the sauce a taste. And when I taste them, let the girls taste it. Actually, I want to add a little bit of pepper. You give me the pepper. Just do a few dabs of pepper. A little bit more. A little bit more. Maybe about a teaspoon of pepper, a little bit more. Okay, and just a couple teaspoons of salt. Okay, go ahead and stir that in. Okay, you can turn the burner off. All right, so we're gonna taste the sauce to see what it tastes like. We want it real cheesy. Miss Quianna, make sure you blow because it's really hot. Oh, I'm being a mother again.
Well, you're my mother.
Thanks. Put it on her. And she's tasting it to see what it tastes like. Do we need to add more cheese? No more cheese? Okay.
It's good.
All right, so we're going to take the sauce and we're going to pour it over the macaroni and cheese. Well, the first thing I want to do is to add, you can go ahead and put it there. We're going to add cheddar cheese on top, and we're going to mix it in. So, Quianna, if you can go ahead and add that.
I love how you're doing that. I don't like you.
And go ahead and mix it in. And we're going to add just a little bit of salt and pepper. She's very generous, not generous with the salt. She's like, you don't need all that salt anyway. It's a little bit more pepper.
On that side.
So you can actually see it. All right, good. Go ahead and mix that in. I'm going to bring the sauce over. So watch out, Quianna. Okay, now we're going to pour some of this sauce on. Then we're going to add another layer of cheese. Oh, where's my rubber? All right, Quianna. You pour the sauce all over, everywhere.
Using this?
Yes. It's really hot.
Mm.
Hi, Leslie. Hi, Richard. So this is the macaroni and cheese that I love. I said go ahead and stir it in.
Where do I put this?
Just put it there. Right here is good. I'll hold it for you. You make sure it's mixed in really well. So it's November now. It's actually the start of the holiday season. I can't believe we're at the end of the year already. Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. Okay, so let's see if we need to add a little bit more, but we want it nice and creamy. And you can also have store some of the sauce in the freezer for another batch of macaroni and cheese. I have frozen it before and it works really well. Just saves you one step of the process. It's a little bit more on the other end there. All right, so sort of spread it out, make it smooth.
Shut your mouth.
All right, so now we're going to add a layer of cheese on top. It's going to be nice and creamy and cheesy. We're going to put it in the oven and let it bake, sort of spread it out. Yeah.
What?
Okay, now we're going to put it in the oven. Okay, now I forgot I had a pan in there. Where's my, oh, here we go. Try not to leave your pans in the oven when you need to use it.
It's gonna be like.
I'm gonna put it on the top rack and let it bake for about 35 minutes. So by the time we finish the greens, with the greens, then we'll be able to taste the macaroni and cheese. So I may have to come back on about the to taste the greens, but we'll see. So I'm gonna go ahead and start the timer. Put it on 35 minutes. All right, so thank you very much, Quianna. Let's give Quianna a round of applause. Great job. Excuse me. Now we're gonna get ready to start with the collard greens with a twist. Collard greens with a twist. So I'm going to ask Quianna if she will hold the camera. Let me wash my hands up. And Destiny, Destiny is going to be the star of the collard greens with the twist. So I'm going to let her drive. She's acting really shy. She is not. All right, so first thing I need to do is wash this pot I just used. I think, yeah. Yes. Hold on 1 second. Ooh, that's still hot. Where did I put the thing? So I'm just going to remind everybody as we go throughout tonight, don't forget to vote. November 6th. What? That's Tuesday?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Tuesday, November 6th. Make sure you vote. And I am going to pour the remaining of the sauce in a bowl. That way I can put it in the freezer. And I can make me a small batch a little bit later. All right, Quianna. So that'll make me a good, good size macaroni and cheese. So ladies, say hello again. They are so shy.
I've been making faces in the camera.
Huh?
I've been making faces in the camera.
Oh. Well, tell them who you are to me.
Hi, I'm Destiny. I am the great Sharon's goddaughter. The youngest.
She is the youngest of the crew. She talks more than that. Right, Destiny?
Yeah.
Destiny went on a trip with us to Texas earlier this year. And I'm going to be nice tonight, Destiny.
And what?
She knows my,
Oh
she
my
knows
God.
our secret.
Yeah. Let's be nice.
I'm going to be very nice.
Yes. Let's be nice.
All right, so we're going to start the process for the, the collard greens with the twist. Now, normally when you make collard greens, you use pork, the ham and the bacons and all those type things. And the last few times I talked to people, they're saying, I don't eat pork. I don't like pork. I'm doing away with pork. So we're not going to use pork. Tonight we're going to use chicken. We're going to season our greens with chicken. And I want to take you through the process on how to make your own chicken broth. And then we're going to come back and then we're going to prepare our greens. We're going to saute our vegetables. And I bought the greens from Ward's. And for those of you who don't know, Ward's is a local supermarket here. The greens did come a pre-cut, which is wonderful, saved me a lot of time. But as I mentioned before, always make sure you wash your greens, wash your vegetables, even though they're pre-cut. I had to wash these about 3 times. Make sure you don't want to cook the greens with the sand. So make sure you wash your greens at least 3 times. And I know as a child we did eat the sand cakes and the mud pies, but we don't want to do that anymore. We're grown now. So we want to make sure that we wash all the sand off of the greens. So we're going to go ahead and start the process to make our own chicken broth. And Destiny is going to drive. So let's turn the stove back on. So we're going to add about 4 cups of water. And I'll get that for you, Destiny. I'm misplacing my cups tonight.
How you liking this, Chef? You gotta stop. You gotta stop.
Let me get this other thing here. So I'm just going to take it over to the stove, to the faucet, to the sink, and add about 4 cups of water. That's good. All right, so I'm going to put it back on the stove. I love my camera ladies on this evening. They're so good.
Leave me alone, I'm trying.
All right, so we're gonna add about 4 pieces of chicken. I have already washed the chicken and pre-seasoned the chicken with lemon pepper. So you can go ahead and put that in, Destiny.
With your fingers.
With your fingers, yes.
Okay.
Your hands are clean, you're fine.
Okay. Just making sure.
So you can use any piece of the chicken to make chicken broth. Okay? Go ahead and wash your hands and come back. Make sure whenever you're handling any kind of meats, make sure you wash your hands afterwards. Hi, Angela. Let's see who all is on. Hi, Nicole. Okay. And as I mentioned before, I love lemon pepper, so we're going to add about 2 tablespoons of lemon pepper. About a tablespoon of rosemary, crushed rosemary, and about a tablespoon of basil leaves, and also about a tablespoon of poultry seasoning. And then we're going to add about a tablespoon of salt. Okay, thank you. All right, so we're going to set this aside and we're going to let it boil for about an hour. But the good thing is I made some chicken broth earlier. That way we would not have to wait for the chicken broth to be ready to make the greens. So actually I'm going to move it to another burner so we can use this burner for the greens. And what I'm going to do with this chicken broth that we're making on tonight, I'm going to use it for our next week. What are we making next week? Dressing and sweet potato pie. But I'm going to use the broth that I'm making tonight. I'm going to put it in the freezer and I'm going to use it as part of the ingredients for the dressing on next week. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started to make the greens. Let me rinse the pot out real quick. All right. Destin is having a campfire over here. She's warming her hands with the burner. All right, so to start the process for the greens, you probably need to hold up a little bit more, Quianna. We're going to add, let me dry the pot just a little bit because we're going to add some oil in here. All right, so we're going to add about a half a cup of olive oil. We're going to let that get hot. And then we're going to, once it gets hot, then we're going to saute some vegetables. We have our onions, bell peppers, and celery. I've already pre-diced everything. So we're going to add that to the olive oil. Go ahead and add it in.
Okay.
Just pour it all in there. And we're going to cook them until it's nice and tender. So you stir around.
Yeah, you really want to get in there.
And this is going to add a nice flavor to your greens. Don't be scared to stir, it's okay. Stir. And as you see, I love cooking with peppers. Peppers always add a great flavor to your meals. And the aroma, oh, it smells so good from the onions. It smells so wonderful. Let me cover this. Let me see this.
I wonder if somebody's out having a time if I do that.
You're trying to slow it down just a little bit.
How much do you want to let it go?
You turn it down just a little bit more.
To
Okay,
medium
well,
or
actually, leave it there.
over?
Leave it there.
Okay.
Leave it there. Reconnect. Okay, we're gonna let it saute for another minute or so. Keep stirring.
Oh, it smells good.
The onion smells good on it. Let's keep stirring.
I feel like I'm gonna make a fancy dinner.
Okay, now we're going to add about a half a cup of white vinegar and also a half a cup of apple cider vinegar. We're gonna let that heat up. And then after that heats back up, we're gonna add some of the chicken that I bought earlier to make the chicken broth. We pulled it off the bone, and we're gonna add some of that, and then we'll add some of the chicken broth, and then we'll add the greens. And it usually takes about maybe an hour or so for the greens to cook. So
It's like pickles.
we may have to come back a little bit later to show them what it tastes like. I'm just gonna leave it on high. My stove acts a little crazy sometimes, so please bear with it. I'm gonna add just a little salt and pepper. Destiny, if you would add some salt and pepper. Shake it, shake it, shake it, baby. Shake it, shake it, shake it, baby.
That's that good?
Okay, that's good. And a little salt.
Do I have to shake this one too?
Yep, shake that one too. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it good. Okay. All right, stir that in.
Hey. Amen. It's the boy.
Okay, now we're going to add a couple cups, 2 cups of the chicken broth. Excuse me. And we're going to let that come to a boil. Stir it, make sure you stir it. You can put it on me, Quianna. Quianna, sorry. So when we put the greens in, you know, greens cook down, you know, really fast. And as we go throughout the process, usually you have to add more liquid to it. So through the process of adding more liquids, we're going to use the chicken broth that we made instead of water. We're going to just keep adding the chicken broth until the greens are finished cooking. Valerie says, "Go Destiny, go Destiny, go Destiny." Oh, we forgot to add our chicken. So let's go ahead and add our chicken. You can leave this going in there. It's not good.
Steam's a little hot. And mix that in there.
All right, we're gonna let it come back to a boil, and then we'll start adding the greens. Let it come to a boil. Keep stirring. Now I'm going to freeze some of these greens for Thanksgiving. So I started my Thanksgiving cooking already. Woo-hoo! I learned that from my mother. She liked to prepare things ahead of time, and greens really keep well in the freezer. So I'm going to add, I'm going to put some of these in the freezer for Thanksgiving. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start adding the greens. So Destiny, if you go ahead and put some of the greens in. Mm-hmm. You get it all the way up to the top.
I think you could put the spoon down.
Just stir it around just a little bit. Okay, yep, add some more greens. Oh, Quianna.
Sorry. Jesus. Tell you.
My camera ladies are doing an awesome job on tonight.
Thank you so much. Bit better, but it's okay. Your angles weren't as good as mine.
And this is actually, we're going to be adding 64 ounces of greens. And this first batch is about 32 ounces here.
Stuff?
Mm-hmm. I'll keep it up.
Oh,
And just add. Put the rest of them in there. They cook down really fast and really. So go ahead and just add the rest of those. Stir those up a little bit.
Do you like stuff from the bottom?
Mm-hmm. You stir from the bottom. You put in my face in. Quianna. All right. So next week I mentioned that we will be making. Thank you. Dressing and sweet potato pie. Sweet potato pie. So that is actually the end of the holiday prep. If you would like to see something baked or cooked for your holiday, you don't quite know how to do it, just let me know and I'll add that to my list. And I have had several requests of guests. So if you would like to be a guest on the Baking with Sharon, let me know and we can add you to the schedule. So, but I really appreciate everybody who's been responding. I've been getting some very good feedback. Hi Tanya, hi Sequoia, hi Deidre, about the different recipes and wanting to be a part. So just let me know and we'll see what we can do. But thank you all so much. I'm really enjoying giving the instruction. It's just been, a great experience for me. But I thank you all for being there, for just being part of my experience with my little cooking show. Thank you very much. All right, so we're going to go ahead and add the more greens. See, greens cook down really, really fast.
Is that where you had the Halloween candy in?
But actually, she was asking me if I had, this bowl is a Halloween bowl that I got from, I think I got it on discount last year, I believe. I just use it for cooking. It's a bowl, so it helps. So we're gonna go ahead and add some more chicken broth as well. Add about a couple more cups of chicken broth.
Remember that couple is how many? 2. I'm not stupid.
Sister rivalry, isn't that just wonderful? I remember I used to argue with my sisters. Thank you. Stir it up just a little bit more. Let me see. I'm gonna look at some of the comments, see if you come around.
Hi, Aunt and Uncle. Love you guys.
Hi, Tanya. Hi, Tanya and Michael. Hi, Sonia. Destiny says she loves you all. Hi, Deidre. Hi, Natasha. Hi, Leslie. Hi, Lorraine. Hi, Katie. Hi, Cheryl. Hello, Tracy. Hi, Angela. Okay.
So we're gonna add more of those.
Tanya and Michael, I was just telling them about a story that Destiny came out to Texas to visit. Visit you all. That she was on our trip. That's all I said.
Yeah, that's all we're gonna stick with right there. Yep.
You try and bring up more from the bottom.
Got it.
Okay, now as you see, our chicken broth is coming along. So I'm just gonna move the seasonings, make sure the seasonings are incorporated into the water. But usually you don't have to stir this or anything. What'd you say, Destiny?
Huh?
What'd you say?
I said it smells great.
Oh, she said it smells great. We're gonna go ahead and add some more greens. So Destiny, you'll be able to cook some greens for Thanksgiving for your mom. And Quianna, you'll be able to make the mac and cheese.
I actually think that we're going somewhere else for Thanksgiving. So, no cooking this year, but no, I'm kidding. I will make some.
What are you gonna make?
Some greens.
You gonna make
Probably.
greens?
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Or just make a cake.
You gonna bake a cake?
Yeah. Simple.
Quianna, what are you gonna make?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay, the end of this. So that was.
It looks like a macaroni. What do you need to do? I gotta stop.
So we have about 10 more minutes on the mac and cheese, so we should be able to wait just a little bit. I'm going to sort of get things cleaned up while she's stirring the greens up a little bit more. You want me to do it?
No, it's okay.
You got it? Okay.
Arms hurt?
Your arms hurt, Destiny?
I'm fine.
You're fine?
Yes. Yes. Precise. How do you know I should say that?
Because I know you.
Got it.
All right, we're going to make sure that the greens are covered, and then we're going to let them simmer for a while.
Great. I'm ready to dig in.
Okay, we're going to add some more chicken broth. Maybe a couple more cups of chicken broth, and we're gonna let it simmer for a while.
Destiny. You're distracting me.
Yeah. Stir it up just a little bit while I get the lid.
My English will forever be better than yours. You make more sense with that.
All right, so we're gonna let the greens simmer for a while. We're gonna go ahead and cover it with the lid. Oh,
Smelly.
it's okay. Get a little bit more of a stir here. All right, so let's check on the macaroni and cheese to see how it's looking.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, look.
Ooh, the mac and cheese looks just wonderful. I think it's almost ready time. Almost time for it to come out. Then we're gonna go ahead and take it out. Let me get my gloves here.
Get ready. Wow.
Find my other.
Wait.
Hold on one second. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and take the macaroni and cheese out. Ooh, it is hot.
Looks delightful. Looks like eggs. Oh, don't do that, please.
Okay, so let's go ahead. We're gonna sort of reposition the camera here. All right, so now we have our macaroni and cheese is all done. I'm gonna turn it up just a little bit more. I don't know why. Okay. We're gonna get some sauces. We're gonna give it a taste. Y'all heard that? They said Oh Lord, what am I gonna do with you girls?
I don't know. You're stuck with me.
I'm stuck with you.
Someone said hi.
Someone say hi.
Someone said they were your roommate too.
Who was it? We're gonna go ahead and taste this wonderful mac and cheese. Woo! That looks great.
Thank you.
How nice and creamy it is. And you have to come back on camera so they can see you. Come back over. So we're just gonna sit here, stand here. Y'all come on over. And we're gonna taste this mac and cheese. Thank you. Someone said, love your cooking. Oh, thank you, Sister Lundy. Hi, Audrey. Hi, Leonard. Hi, Sheila. Hi, Brittany. So we're gonna taste the mac and cheese. You see how wonderful it looks? Maybe we should be using forks, but we have spoons right now.
It's still good.
Is it hot?
Yeah, but it's good.
Okay, Destiny says it's good. Quianna says it's good. I'm scared because this might be too hot. Mmm. And it is good. Tanya says that she hope I'm paying y'all. I'm paying them with some macaroni and cheese. Oh, your mom said bring her some. Say yes.
Yes. Yes.
They'll bring you. I'll make sure they bring you some, Cassandra. But this is really good. It's really yummy. We have a little while for the greens to get ready. So we're going to log off, and then I'll log back on to taste the greens to let you all know how wonderful they are. But I may not have my guests when I come back on. So we'll see. Thank you, Sister Lundy. It is delicious and cheesy. Give it a try. I'll post the recipes. Hopefully in the next couple of days, I'll post the recipes for you. And please make sure you go out to Baking with Sharon page. Make sure you like the page. And that way you can find the recipes easily, and also the video demonstrations. So for now, we're going to log off. And don't forget to vote. Make sure you go vote on Tuesday, November 6th. Thank you all for joining us again on tonight. And I'll be back shortly with the greens. Thank you. Bye-bye. Y'all tell them bye. Bye. And thank you again, Destiny and Quianna. You did a great job. Round of applause for the ladies.
Thank